Hello everyone, my name is Megan Stauffer and I'm here today to show you my portfolio and talk about my internship experience in order to complete my Master's in Instructional Technology Specialist certification. Alright, so at the start here we have our homepage, which gives a brief about me section, provides navigation buttons here at the bottom, depending on the topics that the visitor may want to view, as well as Dr. Walker's listed as my advisor, quick contact information to follow me on LinkedIn, as well as to email me. If you scroll back up to the top as well, there is a navigation bar which you will see throughout each part of my portfolio as well to easily navigate through. We'll start here at the bottom though to go to the first tab, which is my philosophy of education. For time's sake, I won't read completely, but my philosophy does include my ideas on how to integrate TPACT into learning theory within the education setting, as well as flexible seating and how I feel that that supports students' physical health as well as mental health within the classroom setting. And then there is also a resources tab, which will direct you to a link that includes my philosophy again, and at the bottom of the resources that I use to support my ideals. If we go back to the page here, like I said, when you scroll back to the top, have my bar. Next, we'll go to my plan of study. This is just again the coursework that I completed to earn my certification. And again, that will open up in another tab to be viewed. Next, we'll head to take a look at my resume. And I did just recently update this to include my internship information and some key bullet points as to what my role was in the internship and what I was able to participate in while experiencing that, as well as my teaching experience. And then the skills and abilities section is really where you want to have those key terms that will be flagged when you submit your resume to the position of your choice. So this is going to kind of be ever changing depending on if I do apply to other positions and what terms are in their posting that I want their computer software to be able to pull up and notice in my application as well. So that's something that you always want to have ever changing in a way, as well as the bullet points here for what my experiences are while teaching. I also want to modify those depending on what kind of position I may be looking for in the future. And that's nice. This didn't open in another tab, I just have it here to look at straight on the website itself. Next, you'll have to include the standards that I've met as an instructional technology specialist through coursework. And there's the cross-reference grid, which then includes the coursework, which standard it met, and then the links to be able to access and review those documents as well. Next up, you will see the outcomes which need to be included in your portfolio again to show that you've met those standards. And there are 7 outcomes that we work through within the certification. So I have, again, each has a link to the project I'm describing, which I met for each outcome, and then you'll navigate to select and move through each of the outcomes. I'm going to save my internship tab for last just to spend the most time discussing that. And then I've also included in my portfolio a reflection on tech resources. This tab for me was kind of a summary of why I find technology integration to be most important in the evolving classroom. And then as well, the current tech resources that I'm using in my classroom on a day-to-day basis. And actually, over the summer, I've really relied heavily on Canva because you do get the pro account free as a teacher. And this I'm able to make more interactive, or I'm sorry, more visually pleasing handouts, supportive resources, worksheets with more of a personal touch, and be able to manipulate the format in a way that I find more appealing than you would typically be able to create when just using, say, Microsoft Word to create a worksheet. So I really enjoy using Canva. Always use G Suites. It's integrated. We use Canvas as our learning management system within my district, but we always integrate our resources from Google into Canvas. Kahoot is a big deal and a resource we use a lot, as well as Nearpod. Jamboard we're slowly starting to use more. I liked this working when we were in our hybrid model the most because in this with this resource, you are able to have the kids working interactively and see that they're working interactively as a group for kids who are in person and virtual. So I really liked Jamboard for last year's crazy learning environment. All right, and then last up here is my internship tab. So I'm going to take some time to talk about my internship and my experience. You have to include your hours, the disposition survey, which is a survey for your supervisor to complete um, midway through your internship on just what you're doing, what you could improve on, and then I did reflect on her responses as well. And here's the summary of my experience. So I was fortunate enough to work with my current teaching school district to complete the graduate internship. I worked with Jessica Soloki, who is an instructional coach for the Springford School District Secondary Ed. While working with Jessica, I had the opportunity to attend and contribute to meetings with district administration regarding next steps of planning the cyber program for the district, meet with program representatives for many training sessions. So I actually really enjoyed that experience because new softwares or new programming that the district chose to purchase licenses for and then will hold more large group professional development for now in the fall. I was able to sit in that ahead of time and kind of give some extra questions or um, get some feedback from the um, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But get some feedback from the representative as far as what teachers wanted to know about the resource itself and kind of adapt their training accordingly for it to be more seamless and more structured and more to the point for the fall sessions. I also was able to build an Act 48 training booklet for elementary level teachers in the district, and I also created some professional development presentations. While working with the instructional coaching department, I also was allotted the opportunity to support staff technology requests and speak on their behalf to the administration team. The internship allowed me the opportunity to work more directly with my grade level administrator as well, which was a great opportunity as I finished the majority of my internship during the summer. My house principal requested that I research some study skills software or programs for our learning support students, as well as she asked me to write a letter on the behalf of our instructional assistants as to why they should have devices for next school year because the higher up administration did choose to take their devices away at the end of this past school year, and they are now reconsidering the use of those computers for those staff members moving forward. I included here three of my main projects that really took up the majority of my internship time. So that was the development of the Act 48 guide, the cyber training activities, to then create a course within Canvas for our new cyber program for this school year, as well as an instructional assistant professional development presentations for gen ed teachers as to how to utilize instructional assistants best in their classrooms. So I have all of my other artifacts attached to my log. So each of these opens up to the specific items that I just described now, for the people to review as needed. And they are able to review the development of those items, as well as at the top, if you click the log hours, it will take you to all of the hours I logged throughout the internship, and then comments and attachments for review as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed reviewing and looking over my internship opportunity that I completed, as well as my portfolio as an instructional technology specialist. If you have any questions, my contact information is down here, or if you would like to request the link for my portfolio to look more closely at, feel free to send me an email as well. Thank you.